Hello and welcome everyone to this week's Gold and Silver Club end of week review for the 23rd of May 2014, presented by myself, Phil Carr, and Nick Kalsi at the Gold and Silver Club. Today we will be reviewing the latest developments in the commodities markets. We will be analysing the week's performance. The live session will cover an end of week summary for commodities. We'll be looking at gold, silver, oil, natural gas and coffee. We'll look at the top trades of the week. We'll cover live market commentary and technical analysis. We'll also look at the week ahead. So the 6 major news announcements which will affect the commodities markets over the coming week. And of course, we'll answer any questions you may have on today's webinar too. So gold price this week, well, we've really seen it be affected by the following. So gold prices are boosted on dovish FOMC statement and minutes and upbeat data from China. So the headline events this week was the FOMC. They released the minutes on Wednesday the 21st, and traders watched the FOMC for clues of the future of the Fed's. We'll start from the top there, guys. Just had a quick sound cut out there. So the headline events this week is the FOMC, the minutes released on the Wednesday 21st, and the traders watched the FOMC and the minutes for clues of the future for the policy of the monetary policy. In the minutes, they touched upon the topic of a rate hike. So, however, outlined this would take place in 2015 after the central bank ends its quantitative easing program this year. So the initial reaction to talk of a rate hike triggered an immediate sell in gold towards $1,282 an ounce, followed by a quick 100-point rally back up towards $1,292 an ounce as traders, they digested the FOMC minutes report and became clear the Federal Reserve would delay rate hikes for as long as it deemed that these were necessary. So as the Asian markets opened on Thursday, the Chinese HSB manufacturing PMI came in at a reading of 49.7, which is better than the 48.1 in April, making the strongest reading in 5 months. So the HSB manufacturing PMI data indicated China was recovering from the recent slowdown. So upbeat data from the world's largest commodities consumer, combined with the Federal Reserve's reassurance that interest rates would not rise anytime soon, helped boost gold, silver, copper and crude oil prices. Elsewhere in the markets on Wednesday, China and Russia, they signed a 400 billion natural gas supply deal, and Russia will now supply the world's #1 energy user with a source of cleaner fuel. So the deal involves directly linking Russia's huge gas fields to Asia's booming market via thousands of miles of new pipeline across Siberia. And this is the biggest natural gas deal in history. So we'll take a look at the charts for that very shortly. We'll certainly go over the agricultural markets. We'll look at the precious metals and also the energies too on today's webinar. So before we do so, I'm Phil Carr, professional trader, trainer and speaker. I'm the co-founder and director of the Gold and Silver Club. I specialize in teaching people how to make money from trading the most lucrative financial markets in the world: gold, silver, oil, natural gas, the commodity currencies. I've also trained thousands of individuals to become independent traders and successfully manage their own investment portfolio, responsible for the research and development of the Gold and Silver Club trademark strategies that have a proven track record of generating returns for traders. Also a contributor to a number of financial publications, speaking at numerous trading seminars, webinars and workshops. Joining me in running the Gold and Silver Club is Nick Kalsi, professional trader, investment analyst and speaker. Nick began his career within private wealth management in 2002 before making the transition into proprietary trading. And prior to co-founding the Gold and Silver Club, spent over 5 years coaching professional fund managers and traders internationally for some of the world's top tier hedge funds and investment banks. And through his first-hand relationship with some of the world's most successful traders, discovered the formula, mindset and tools that can give any individual the definitive edge to trade in any economy, and also regularly writes for a number of global business and financial publications that have appeared frequently on financial TV. Right, so let's get into it. We'll take a look at the price of gold at the moment. So we're currently trading at $1,291 an ounce on gold. We'll take a look at the technicals shortly. The US dollar index has broken out to the upside just this morning. So we are seeing a little bit of pressure on the gold market from that. Before we do so, look at the top trades of the week using the Gold and Silver Club signature trading strategies. So first of all, we've got coffee. Coffee, this was a beautiful move just towards the end of last week. We had the setup here. So we had a very straightforward sell short. You can see really hit the trend line, had a nice trade opportunity to go short here. The risk on that trade was 37 points, so $370 risk for each lot traded for 136 points profit, so $1,360 profit for a 3.5 to 1 risk to reward. So that moved really nicely back down to the next key level of support where we're actually sitting at right now this morning. WTI crude oil, we had a lovely breakout as well this week from a major fib level. You can see there very clearly the breakout that we had. Risk on that trade was 60 points, so each lot traded $600 risk. We came up and we hit our profit target, the next resistance level for 176 points profit, $1,760 profit for a nice 3 to 1 there on WTI crude oil. And we also had a lovely gold trade this week as well. So towards the end of the week, very simply, very clear breakout again from a consolidation. Risk on that was 40 points, so $400 risk. 100 points profit on that vote. So for each lot traded, we made $1,000. So that was a nice quick 2 to 1, which broke out to the upside yesterday. Okay, so moving on. Those are 3 top trades of the week. So you've got one for the precious metals, one for the energies, and also one for agriculture. Had some really nice moves this week. With that, we'll move over to the technicals. We'll just take a look at what is lining up today. We've got some interesting moves already this morning. There's quite a few technical setups to take a look at. So with that, I'll just flip you across to my screens and we shall take a look. Okay, fantastic. Right, first market we want to look at, this is the US dollar index. Now, what we want to note with the US dollar index is we have had a breakout this morning. So you can see the box I've drawn on that. We're getting a breakout right now. We're coming up to a key moving average at the moment, and we're actually looking to come up to the next key resistance there at 80.75. So that is the next key level that we're looking for a breakout. Now, this breakout on the US dollar index, this is going to put pressure on gold and also on other markets which move inversely to the US dollar index, such as Australian US dollar, which we are seeing this morning. So that breakout on the US dollar index, we've been waiting for this for quite some time. You can see we've been in a downward trending channel on the US dollar index really since about mid-January here. We've just broken out literally just this morning. We're getting a breakout to the upside there, which will certainly put some pressure on the precious metals. Okay, so looking over to the precious metals, we can see what's lining up at the moment. So we have a pennant forming on gold currently. We have an upward trending channel, a downward trending channel. We can see the consolidation we've been in all week. It's getting very narrow now. So we're looking for a breakout very soon on the gold market. So you can see we're getting higher lows and lower highs. We're just building up for pressure. Now, on Monday, the US markets and the UK markets will be on bank holidays. So the markets are likely to be fairly muted on Monday. So we'll see if we get a breakout. So really we're looking for either a breakout on the lower end of that trend channel. We're looking to break lower and get a nice move, or we're looking for a breakout on the upper end of that trend channel, in which case we'll have a nice buy. So at the moment, the US dollar index is putting pressure on gold for a sell this morning, but you can see we were in a tight consolidation. There may not be as big of volumes as normal on the gold market just due to the bank holiday, which we're going to see on Monday. And then really from Tuesday next week, we should really start to see things kick off again on the gold market. So the US dollar index, one to watch today for this inverse correlation. Are we going to put pressure on gold today? And will we see gold? You can see it's coming down at the moment. Will we see gold just come down and take out this lower trend line and really then start to get a big fall lower? Okay, so that's what we're going to be watching out for on the gold market today. If we look at silver, very similar. We've got a pennant forming here on silver. You've got a downward trending trend channel, got an upward trending trend channel as well. We can see there's a lot of pressure building on the market, but at the moment we're consolidating pretty tightly. The volumes again today, they're a bit muted at the moment. We'll see how the US session affects the silver market. We've come up and we've hit a key moving average for resistance there again, really looking to clear above that downward trending trend channel and also break. Either break out to the upside, similar with gold, or break to the downside. So we're looking either for a solid break and a nice move lower here on silver, or we get a breakout from this trend channel, and then we'll look to play the breakout for a buy as well. So that's what we're looking at the moment on gold and silver. Australian US dollar looking a bit weak today. So we know that does correlate with gold and inversely correlates with the US dollar index. We had a couple of nice sell short opportunities over the last week or so. We've come down to a key level of support. So you can see that just going back on the chart to April lows and also the beginning of May lows. we're looking really now, in order to build up some momentum for a sell short, to take out those weekly lows now in order to really start getting some momentum to the downside, come back down to the next key moving averages and key support levels just below. So we're looking at the moment, Australian US dollar. If we continue to rally with the US dollar index, we're looking to take the legs off really the support here and get a move lower. However, we have had a bounce off that key support level this week, which hasn't been taken out yet. You can see just here, this is the bounce that we got at support. So if that does hold, we could see a reversal back to the upside and retest yesterday's high here again. So that's what I'll be looking out for on Australian US dollar. We're consolidating a little bit today. We need to really take out the low in order to get a decent sell short, or we get a retest of this week's resistance level. Now, moving over to oil. Oil's looking very interesting right now. Got a nice area of consolidation here just on the oil market today too. So you can see this is the level from yesterday, which I would really like to see if we're going to get a breakout. I want to see us clear that level. Otherwise, we may get just a reversal and just come back down. If you just make that a little bit clearer for you. Otherwise, we're looking for a potential pullback again. Okay, so we're looking at two scenarios here, either breakout to the upside to the next resistance level or a breakdown lower and come back down to support here. So getting a bit of consolidation of oil. Oil does normally pick up momentum on Fridays. It's normally quite an active day for the oil market. So we want to see which way that is going to break out today. So we'll be keeping a close eye on that on WTI crude oil market. If we go over to the Brent crude oil market, similar situation really. We've had a nice breakout to the upside this week. You can see we've got a V-shaped reversal pattern here as well. So we broke out to the upside yesterday. We're just consolidating today. I'd like to see, in order to really build up momentum here, again, take out yesterday's high in order to get a further breakout and start moving up towards the 2014 high here from February. That's what I'm looking for a breakout. Otherwise, you may get a pullback and just come back down to the weekly lows here. So we've got a nice V-shaped reversal there on the Brent crude oil market, which, again, we should see some momentum pick up here this afternoon on oil as the US market opens. If we look over to other precious metals here, such as copper, we've got a nice upward trending channel, which is still in play on the copper market. We continue to work our way back up to really the support that was initially broken in February. We're starting to get back up near enough to those levels. So if you take into account the support going back to the beginning of February, that has provided actually it's pretty much resistance, which we're hitting at the moment this week. We've actually had another nice move today. We have had some nice long positions on copper. We are on the bullish side until we get another retest of the upper end of this trend channel. So we've been working our way out of a bottom really since about the 19th of March here. So we continue to stay with the trend. The trend is your friend on this one. So any pullbacks treated as buy opportunities, and then we're looking to really retest the upper end of this trend line as we go into next week as well. Looking over to the softs, they have been a little bit weak this week. We've seen pullbacks on corn, on wheat, and coffee as well, which have provided decent sell short opportunities. We have come down to a little bit of support here at the moment on the corn market. So we want to see how we're going to fare as we go into next week here. If we're going to take out the weekly lows, quite a lot of support around the 472.13 level. You can see that where we've had a nice bounce, and we'll see which way we're going to move over the course of into the close on Friday and into next week as well, whether we'll break that or we start finding some stronger support around here. Also on the coffee market, we've had some really nice sell shorts on coffee. One of the top trades of the week was, of course, the sell short on coffee here from a bounce off this trend line. We're right at a key level of support again. You can see we've retested that. It's about the third time we've retested that, getting a bit of a bounce off there just today. We'd like to see that taken out. We're going to get further moves to the downside here. We are seeing a little bit of support. So again, we're going to be keen to see how this is going to close on Friday, well, today on the Friday close, and provide us with opportunities as we go into next week. And looking at wheat here, wheat did break through its some key support levels over this week. We are finding, again, a little bit of consolidation today. Wheat does tend to just consolidate and then have quite a strong move over a very short period of time. Over a couple of hours or so, it will suddenly have quite a big surge. So we're just keeping an eye on that. And again, we'd like to, in order to continue for a sell here, just like to take out yesterday's low and move down to some key support levels just below on the wheat market. So with that, we'll just take a look at the major news announcements which are going to affect the commodities as we move into next week here as well. Okay, so the week ahead. So the key events looking forward over the following week. So these are the 6 major news announcements we need to pay attention to. So we've got on Tuesday, the 27th of May, remember Monday is the bank holiday. we have got 1:30 p.m. GMT, 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time, the US core durable goods. That report measures the change in the total value of new orders for long-lasting manufactured goods, excluding transportation items. That core number gives a better gauge of ordering trends. A high reading indicates increased manufacturing activity, and a higher than expected reading should be taken as bullish for the US dollar, while a lower than expected reading should be taken as bearish, which will inversely affect the gold and silver markets. On Tuesday, 27th of May, 1:30 p.m. GMT, 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time, we have the CB Consumer Confidence. So the Conference Board CB Consumer Confidence Index measures the level of consumer confidence in economic activity. It's a leading indicator as it can predict consumer spending, which plays a major role in overall economic health. High readings point to high consumer optimism. A higher than expected reading should be taken as bullish for the US dollar, while a lower than expected reading should be taken as bearish for the US dollar. Next Wednesday, 28th of May, 3:30 p.m. GMT, 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time, we have the US crude oil inventories. We had which is a powerful announcement to trade every week for the oil markets. This data reports a number of barrels of crude oil commercial firms have in their inventory. So these commercial firms report those inventory levels to the Energy Information Administration on a weekly basis. A higher than expected reading should be taken as bearish for crude oil, and a lower than expected reading should be taken as bullish. And then moving into next week, Thursday, 29th of May, 1:30 p.m. GMT, at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time, we have US GDP. So the gross domestic product measures the annualized change in the inflation-adjusted value of all goods and services produced by the economy. It is the broadest measure of economic activity and the primary indicator of the economy's health. So a higher than expected reading should be taken as bullish for the US dollar, while a lower than expected reading should be taken as bearish. Thursday, 29th of May at 3:30 p.m. GMT, at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time, we have the US natural gas storage. So the Energy Information Administration, the EIA natural gas storage report, measures the change in the number of cubic feet of natural gas held in underground storage during the past week. So a higher than expected reading should be taken as bearish for natural gas prices, while a lower than expected reading should be taken as bullish. And then Friday, the 30th of May at 2:55 p.m. GMT, 9:55 Eastern Time, we have the US Michigan Consumer Sentiment. So the University of Michigan Consumer Sentiment, that index rates the relative level of current and future economic conditions. There are two versions of that data released 2 weeks apart. So the preliminary data tends to have a greater impact, and a higher than expected reading should be taken as bullish for the US dollar, and a lower than expected reading should be taken as bearish. So those are the 6 major news announcements we need to look at for the week ahead. And of course, for those of you who would like to learn how to trade commodities with the Gold and Silver Club, we've got courses available at our international training centers and online as well. So you can find out more about that, request more information on the Gold and Silver Club coaching programs and live trading room. Very simply, you can go to our website, just www.jointhegoldensilverclub.com. You can contact us alternatively, depending on where you are in the world, at our Hong Kong office, the Budapest office, at our Johannesburg office, New York office, or our London office. So numbers on the screen for you guys. So if you do want to get in touch, those are the best numbers to get through to us on. And also make sure you subscribe to our newsletter. You will see free weekly report on the precious metals, on energies, on agriculture, live market analysis and prices on a weekly basis. So do make sure you take advantage of that. Okay, so we've got lots to look at today, guys. Some definitely going to be some interesting setups as we progress into the US session. So again, keep an eye on the US dollar index today for the inverse correlation there with gold, silver, particularly Australian US dollar as well. And I would keep an eye out for Brent crude oil and WTI crude oil this afternoon. They should really pick up momentum. Okay, so with that, guys, I wish you a great weekend and have a good bank holiday, and we'll see you back the same time next week. Okay, so take care, everyone. We'll see you on the next one. Cheers. Bye-bye.